the SPLA business is, as you know from your own business, is very, very healthy. We're now a multi-billion-dollar business, and that growth, believe it or not, is being driven by companies like yours. So we call them unmanaged in Microsoft. I call them channel managed because our partners like Insight do such a great job managing the channel. But the unmanaged or the channel managed partners like yourselves are growing faster than the Rackspaces, the Amazons, the biggest hosters in the world. So congratulations and give yourself applause. It's really good. And because of that, we get what I call executive oversight. And I'd like to go a little deeper on the introductions here and have Olivier Dispa introduce himself regarding his role in all of this. And maybe want to say a couple words.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. I came just for this event. I'm based in Redmond, although I was born not far away from here. This event is maybe look trivial for a lot of you guys. It's just another Microsoft event, talking about a new program. For us, it's a big bet. It's a big bet because I don't know, for folks that are going, we have a Worldwide Partner Conference in Orlando in July. I don't know if you're going to attend or go see online. There's going to be a massive launch around this. We would not be able to launch this if we didn't have a channel. So partnering with Insight today and going on a tour on a European basis, which this team will do, is critical for the success of this channel. This is a new channel. It actually breaks barrier on having a partner like Insight delivering not only SPLA, but actually moving into a space where we're going to go and grow our cloud presence. The big bet of the cloud enterprise with Microsoft keeps growing. It's still surprising us. We have a cloud mix now of 50%. We're aspiring to be 50% in the coming month. This is not going to happen in 2 months. This is the fastest growing segment for us. I think Office 365 is one of the products that I've seen for the past 17 years. I've been Microsoft 17 years. I haven't seen a product growing so fast. Now, with all the add-on products and services you can provide, the growth is in this room. So I'm not going to take too much time, but I'm here. I'm going to be here all day if you want to talk. But it's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to be listening to your questions. I want to know what I don't know. I want to see what, I heard the term pilot. For me, there's no pilot. We go live. Even if we don't have all the answers, we may not have all the answers. I'm going to jot them down, let me know what's working, what's not, what can be improved. I really want this to be a good use of your time. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Olivier.
Thank you.
And also, we have from Corp on Olivier's team, Connie. You want to say a couple words,
yes.
Connie?
Good
Connie
morning,
Young.
everyone. My name's Connie Young. I am the Global Account Manager for Insight. So what that means is I'm responsible for making sure that Insight understands strategically where we're going as a company. In addition to that, they have early access to betas, directly to our product groups, etc. They are a very strategic partner of ours. They are the largest for Microsoft. And also, in terms of the EMEA region, they are one of 7 partners that have been authorized for 2-tier, which is really a huge deal and a huge testament to the capabilities of Insight and what they can offer. So I'm very excited to be here. I'll be here throughout the day, and we can answer any questions for you. Thank you.
Great, thanks. So again, just to reemphasize, this is a great venue for you to speak and ask questions and give your opinions, good, bad, or indifferent, because you have a very, very high-level audience here from Redmond that will take those messages back and relay them to the various leadership teams. Okay, so what the heck is the guy that runs SPLA doing here talking to you about the CSP program? I'm sure most of you know the answer to that question, but it's actually the title of my presentation today, which is the most efficient route to market for the cloud business model is hosters. It just makes so much sense, right? If you get a text from me on my phone, my tagline on the phone is SPLA was cloud before cloud was cool, right? I mean, we've been doing cloud in the SPLA business, as you all know here in this room, for a very long time. And so it's a little bit like the tail wagging the dog now, within Microsoft, because the cloud business itself within Microsoft, has been defined as Office 365 and some of our other products. But we all know, and as you'll see as I get into the presentation, that the partner-hosted cloud, you guys, are the most, are one of the most important pillars to our all-up cloud strategy. But before I get into it, I wanted to say a little bit about our great partner Insight. I just, as you probably know, in the big picture, that Insight is Microsoft's largest and one of the most strategic partners we have. So they're involved in a lot of the early adoption stuff, and they're driving, new business initiatives and really supporting us. They also are driving the largest cloud revenue mix, as Olivier said, within our organization, which is called SMS&P. They are getting it back to my level, they are by far and away the largest and most strategic SPLA hoster partner that we have. Roughly a third market share worldwide is their market share, which is fantastic. And we work closely with Pim and his team on many new initiatives and things that ultimately benefit you. I think the purpose of this meeting today, of course, is for you to give strong consideration to joining Insight's CSP two-tier program. And I think over time we've experienced some great 24/7 support from them in other product areas, and the fact that they can really support you in the things that you're trying to get done. The other thing that's really important here is they have access to a lot of the product development pieces. They know Connie keeps them connected to the marketing motions and to the product development teams for things like pilots and betas and early adoption programs and things like that. So I guess to net it out, between their SPLA business and their strategic significance to Microsoft, you're really connected in very closely to all the things that are happening and as this program develops. And believe me, this is a very early stages program. We're building this airplane as we're flying it. So it's going to be great, it's going to be powerful, but it's also evolving. Also, just one final note, they are a founding member of a team that I head called the SPLA Advisory Council. So all the things that are happening around SPLA, they have early access to as well. So any comments or questions about any of that? Okay, so I'm not going to read this slide to you, but this is a very corporate slide that we use about the vision of Microsoft devices and services. I'm sure you've heard it, but the reason that I talk about this slide is because for a while ago you were hearing a lot about the consumerization of IT, and what a threat that was to Microsoft, that you had all these iPads and iPhones out there, and oh my God, Microsoft is losing its foothold. Well, I think the interesting thing that's happened here over time is that the device side of it into the enterprise, it doesn't work so well. I mean, it's not the security and all the things associated with that. It's a true IT challenge. So the consumerization of IT there's no question that it's happening, but it's a little bit flipped in the sense, in our opinion, that the foothold and the footprint that we have in the enterprise extending out to all these devices and services is probably the way it's going to go. So if that's true, then having a cloud platform that spans both on-prem, public cloud, private cloud, devices, that's the key, because then it's all just one seamless connection to cloud services. So that's our vision. We hope to execute that vision through companies like yours. And I know we're just at the beginning of that, and you're probably in your mind saying, yeah, but nobody uses a Windows Phone, and Surface is in its early stages. But Microsoft has done a great job over the years of adapting to changes in the marketplace. And I can assure you that we're in the process of adapting to this one in a very, very strong way, with new leadership across the top of the company, new leadership in the middle of the company, and a lot of energetic young people coming into our company now. So it's a good bet for you. Anybody want to comment on that? Okay. Go ahead. Okay, so everybody, this conversation, the cloud moves mainstream. Guys like you are going like, yeah, right, no kidding. But here's some interesting statistics that I just wanted to share with you. I'm not going to read them to you again, but there's so much opportunity here. 22 million servers running Windows Server 2003. All the way out to my new favorite topic, which is the Internet of Things. I mean, every day I pick up the paper and read about a new Internet of Things that just blows me away. So, a fantastic, fantastic opportunity. I've been in the industry for 20 years. I've been through Y2K. I've been through, all the things that everybody said was the great new pivot point in this IT industry. This clearly has a huge financial opportunity, and it has long, long legs. This is going to go on for a very, very long time. So I'm glad that we're all going to be a part of it together. I think breaking this down a little bit more, and the thing that I think you guys understand better than anything is the hybrid cloud. The hybrid cloud is really the way that we connect the partner-hosted model, into the customer prem, the public cloud, and all those sort of things. If you look here, you can see this is you, okay? Although it could be this and this as well, but the hosted infrastructure services, outsourcing services, maybe even co-location, this whole green bar that's off-prem, are opportunities, for all of you guys to grow your business, expand your business, and do the things to really make yourself profitable. So we're very supportive of this direction. We're building all of our products now to make sure that they are a partner-hosted model. Everything is built with multi-tenancy now, so that anything that comes out of our product group can be hosted. So there's just no question that we're all in on this. So how's the business doing? 29,000 partner ecosystem. We recruited 5,000 new hosters last year. I think that we're only about 50% penetrated worldwide. So huge opportunity again for Microsoft. I think the fact that this part of the business is growing so fast is validation of your own strategies. I think that you can see that things are really moving in that direction. The CSP program is about getting these guys to extend Office 365 and other public cloud services to your customers. If you take these 29,000 and multiply it times what, 100 customers? Excuse me, you're talking about some serious reach. And guess what? Those customers already get the cloud, right? Because they're already buying services from you on other things. So, back to my initial slide, most efficient route to market, just no question about it. You probably know this. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. But these we look at as the drivers, the modern data center. I think the reinvention of the desktop is the single biggest opportunity right now. The CSP program and the ability for you to offer Office 365 complements that beautifully. How many people in the room are doing hosted desktop for customers right now? Yeah, it's operating systems, apps, the whole thing. It's going to be a very homogenized world when it comes to the desktop. Third-party apps, I'm guessing that your channel are probably most, and your best customers are probably ISVs. Is that correct? No? Okay, that's surprising. Because we find the ISV, we call them reluctant hosters. So if you're not thinking about this is a really good thing for you to think about in terms of finding new business. A lot of these ISVs don't want to be hosters. They just think they should host it. And so it's a great opportunity to build your own channel for partner-hosted model using ISVs. And then, of course, cloud productivity, which is what Office 365 is all about. So, and there's the products. In terms of the hosted cloud opportunities, clearly, there's no reason for a small to medium-sized business to have a server under their desk anymore. Those days are over. Most of those guys want to move their what were they called? What's that server called? That Microsoft makes small, medium, SPS, small business server. They want to move the small business servers, either onto Azure or into somebody's data center. Capacity, there's a great opportunity for your customers to use your infrastructure and for you to maybe even use Azure's infrastructure, to burst, good old telecom word from 10 years ago, right? Burst capacity, as needed. As your customer maybe needs more cycles, more compute, more storage, on a quarterly basis, if they have a very seasonal business, this is something that the partner-hosted model can do. This is something that the partner-hosted model can do on Azure. And then finally, ISVs who want to offer their cloud application, as I said earlier, they're looking for hosters. We get calls from ISVs on a very frequent basis asking us to recommend hosters. So good opportunity there. Okay, here's my money slide. Look at this. This is unbelievable. 45% of customers implementing cloud solutions prefer that their connection to a public cloud goes through you. That's, hello. It's just fantastic endorsement, not only of your business and what your industry has done, but also the connectivity to the CSP program, right? This is what it's all about. Does anyone have any thoughts about whether that's a true statement or not from your point of view? Do your customers feel that they want to go to the public cloud through you? I'm not going to say another word until somebody answers me. So, yes? You're getting those questions. How do I get to the public cloud? Yeah, that's great. Okay, good. So this is my own slide. Not my own content, but my own interpretation of some content. This is what we're looking at Microsoft now in terms of the type of partners that we have. Okay, we don't, this old idea of disties and LARs and VARs and managed service providers and all this stuff. We're finding that the lines between these partners have really blurred over time, and they're getting more and more blurry. So we think of things now in terms of partners that do project services. We think of partners that have IP services like ISVs. A project service example would be a systems integrator, for example. Resale services like the old Insight before Insight got religion and started working on solutions and cloud strategies. And then managed services, which is really an amalgamation of a lot of the different types of motions. And if you just think about the word brokerage, project services, SIs, they enable brokerage. They put infrastructure in, right? IP services, they build applications that they want the next Twitter, the next Pinterest, all those types of things, and they leverage a broker, right? They don't really want to host it themselves. They want to go out and leverage a broker. Resale services, they are a broker, right? They're that's what they do. They buy stuff and they resell it and they try to make a margin on it. And then finally, the money piece right here, where everything is headed, are managed services. And those are partners who enable and leverage and are brokers. If you're doing all three of those things, you're probably in the best spot you could be in the cloud business right now. So that sort of leads to the CSP program. And we have a lot of ways of defining it, and Rob defined it a few minutes ago. This is another definition. My definition of it, quite simply, is we're taking our 600,000 plus partner ecosystem and we're turning them into managed service providers. We're dragging some of them kicking and screaming. We're dragging others. We're enticing others with great rewards and great opportunity. But basically, it's taking the partner ecosystem that we have and transforming them into managed service providers. And those are the two models, as Rob pointed out before. The public cloud on the left and the model that we're here to try to talk to you about through Insight today on the right. Any questions or comments about that? So this is really how we view the partner sales motions around cloud services. We have the old advisor model, which everybody knows. EA, maybe some of you have an EA or consume an EA, but the enterprise agreement is a stalwart of Microsoft's revenue streams for many years. We have the new Microsoft Products and Services Agreement, which is basically sell and transact. Good old Open, the competitor to SPLA in some cases, but good old Open. And then now we've added, as we're talking about today, syndication and CSP. Syndication, of course, was confined in the early days more to telcos and to some very, very large managed service providers, where we actually put infrastructure in their prem and let them deliver our services. That didn't scale that well. That's why the word scale is on the final slide. The CSP, if you take again the 600,000 partners I spoke about and scale that through all of their customers, and if we can capture that, you're really talking about some serious scale here. So what do we enable you to do? I think this is, since I've been in the hosting business 5 or 6 years ago, managing the unmanaged or the channel managed, every time we had a partner advisory council meeting or we had an event at Microsoft, the hosters were always asking, why can't we sell Office? And why can't we sell Office and own the end customer? Well, that's what this is, okay? That's what you need to think of this as. Now Office is available to your customers. You own the customer, you bill the customer, you support the customer, if you choose to do so. I mean, there's other models as well. You provide the technical support, you provision it, it's your customer. Microsoft is just in the background, basically providing the bits, upgrading the bits, keeping the bits secure, doing all the things that maybe you don't want to do. And so, in conclusion, I just want to get back, to the big picture for us. These are the things that are really going to drive this business from our point of view. One platform, one cloud solution provider program that covers both the cloud OS, the devices, and the hardware out there. We're going to monetize this model through consumption of these services. It's not going to be a sell the license and hope they use it anymore. It's like this person is using it, so they will pay for it, and there'll be margin, involved for you. We also think that the public and the private cloud are converging, but we're just at the beginning of that. So the more private and partner hosted cloud piece of the business that you have as they converge, your pie will grow as well. So just a great opportunity there. So that really concludes my comments. So I'm open for any questions, difficult, any discussion points, anything you didn't agree with what I said. I'm happy to address. Any comments? I speak to the hoster channel a lot, and people really don't say much. So you're not hurting my feelings, but they do laugh at my jokes. So that's I'm good with that. So. All right then. Well, with that then, I will turn it over to my colleague Sarah Gardenbach, who is going to go a little deeper on the actual CSP program itself, and then after the break, we'll talk in even more detail into the Office 365 offering in the CSP program. So, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you.